you planning or preparing? And is there even a difference? Welcome back to my daily, almost daily Facebook Lives. We've had some technical difficulties along the way. That's all right. We're figuring it out. That's what we're doing. We're moving forward. That's how you get stuff done. Today, by the way, this is where you can come every day or almost every day to get advice and suggestions and coaching and teaching on how you can succeed in business while winning at life, how you can stop existing and start living. So welcome back to my little Facebook Live, also on YouTube. Make sure you go over there, check us out, give us a like, a comment, a subscription would be nice. That'd be good. And also a bunch of other platforms. Anyways, I want to go back to my question. Are you planning or preparing, and is there a difference? So the answer to that is, of course, there is a difference between planning and preparing. What's the difference? Because people often use those words interchangeably, but they don't understand the real difference. You see, planning is more of a cerebral. It's more of you're thinking things through, you're thinking through stuff and making lists and all of those types of things. It's ideation, it's ideas. Preparing is the physical act. It is the doing. Now, what is significant about this? Why do we need one or the other? Do we need both? Well, we need both, but you see, the problem is most people don't get off the planning stage. They sit down, they create a goal. Here's the end goal. Here's the end state that I want to be in or that I want to create. Then and then they sit back with their planner, right? I think I might change the name of my planner to the preparator, but that might be a mouthful. The purpose-driven productivity preparator. Yeah, that's a mouthful. Anyhow, they want to create all the steps. And with planning, the problem is you start getting sunk down and bogged down in the details, and you want every little step. Whereas preparing is just, what's the next right step? Let's get ready to do that. This is how you become. So the whole point of a goal isn't necessarily, it is to achieve something, but you have to grow into and become the person who can achieve that. And the way you become is one step at a time. And that means you have to prepare. So while you're on this step, you have to prepare for the next step to become the thing you need to do to move on to the next step. How you got to this step was the step before you prepared and did the things you did, and you do the things to move to the next step. So when you think about, like, say, Frodo and Sam in Lord of the Rings, right? They didn't know, they knew the end goal. Take the ring, toss it back into the fires of Mount Doom, right? Whatever, Mordor. They knew the beginning point. Here we are in the Shire. They knew there was a journey in the middle, but they didn't know every step. They knew, Sam definitely knew you had to pack your pots and pans so you could cook your potatoes, right? But he didn't know every step of the way. You prepare for the next step. They started their journey. It was just to get out of the Shire. That's your next step. Get out of the Shire. Get to Bree, right? Sorry if I'm Lord of the Rings nerding out here, and I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong and some things. But the point is, there was a journey. All they knew was the next right step. But they did the things to prepare them to move to the next right step. By the end of the movie, they had grown into the heroes that we, as the reader or the viewer of the movie, expected them to become. They became what they needed to accomplish that massive, huge, almost impossible undertaking. That's how you complete massive, huge, almost impossible goals, which you should be setting massive, huge, almost impossible goals if you truly want to move forward in your life, if you truly want progression. Goals that are easy to accomplish, goals that you know every single step, that you can plan A, B, C, D to get to X, Y, Z, those are not big enough. You need to plan bigger goals. And that means you need to prepare yourself to become the person you need to be for the next step. And then prepare yourself to become the person you need to be for the next step. Sometimes you're not even going to know what the next step is until you're literally on the doorstep of the next step. That's okay. That's okay. So long as you're preparing yourself to be there, you'll be qualified. This is how we become qualified to achieve the goals we want. So is there a difference between planning and preparing? Absolutely. Is one better than the other? Preparing is definitely better than the other because it's actually actionable, and it actually is there's steps, right? There's things to do, actionable. I said that word. But planning is very cerebral. It's just in your head. You're trying to think it through. And the problem with planning is it leads to analysis paralysis, right? analysis paralysis. Yes. Where you start trying to analyze every single step and you start trying to think 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 steps ahead when really you really need to be focusing on the next step. It is good to plan. It is good to think about as many steps as possible down the road. It is good to try to figure that out. The problem is people get married to the plan, and then when life happens and it throws you a curveball or you have to make a left when you're planning on going right, whatever analogy you want to use, the point is when that happens, you struggle to move. You struggle to shift, you struggle to move forward, and you struggle to complete your goal because you're married to the plan instead of married to the goal. Preparation helps you to keep moving towards the goal, even if you have to shift, even if you have to go a different way. Even, Frodo planned and thought everybody would go with him to the fires of Mount Doom. It turned out to just be Sam. And Frodo realized that halfway through the journey. He realized he should go alone. Sam said, you're going alone and I'll go with you. But the point is that we have to make sure we're prepared. Preparation trumps planning any day of the week. So that's my 2 cents for today. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure that you give me a like, a subscribe. Let me know if you were here live. Give me a hashtag live. If this was a replay for you, give me a hashtag replay. Appreciate you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will get back to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.